Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160. And Dettorre is with us. Our conversation is brought to you by Marcus & Mack, voted best personal injury law firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Ab, of course, wears a lot of hats. One of them is a fireman's hat, as a matter of fact. He'll be, I don't know that you're technically wearing a hat on Sunday, but probably a pretty good idea this time of the year. Ab, good morning.
Good morning, Todd. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's good to have you back with us. We talk about the Polar Plunge. It is that time of year, Ab. My goodness, it comes quickly, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it just seems like you're done and you start again. And, you know, once again, we have another worthy cause that, and basically that's what this has been built around.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually our 11th annual. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
But it had been going on for years, unbeknownst to anyone. Just a couple of guys in town started doing it. But we picked up on it 11 years ago as a means of supporting people who have major needs well beyond their own abilities. And usually it's something that's bad. And once again, you know, we hit that one right on the head. So it's a little girl whose family really has not let her know this yet. Her name is Emma.
Mm-hmm.
Who has leukemia, and she's quite young. She's been in the hospital since October, so it's a long, long battle, and anything that we can raise that day is certainly going to help defray maybe some of the travel costs. Obviously, there's extensive costs involved in this, and unfortunately, you know, insurance doesn't pick up your trips to Pittsburgh and extra food and gasoline and so forth, or who knows what else might pop up. But it's been successful for a number of years. We're hoping for the same thing again this year.
Yeah. So it is going to be Sunday.
It is going to be Sunday. It is scheduled to start at 12 p.m., noon, New Year's Day. So if you wake up a little groggy, you can step down there and get a little shocky and hopefully spin you back into the right direction again. But, you know, we have a number of people supporting us, obviously everyone that jumps into this. And you don't really have to get into the water. You know, the suggested donation is $20, which would, you know, put you into a T-shirt. If you want to stick your pinky toe in and say you did it, that's fine. If you don't want to get in, that's fine also. But we'll take any type of donation, certainly, because it all goes to the same cause. We have some help, always have help from the Blairsville Fire Department. This time will be swift water rescue. I'll be involved with that. So whether I'll be in the water or not remains to be seen, how many people we have there.
Sure.
You know, put a boat out there and so forth. And once again, you know, you always have to look at the conditions. This is a live river. This isn't a pond that you can just step into. And right now, it's covered in ice. So it's supposed to warm this week, and depending on how much that thaw affects the depth and the speed, and, you know, if we get more rain and so forth, that could change things. But right now, it's set to go, and, you know, we certainly want it to go. We don't want to get anybody hurt either.
Yeah.
And if it means just sticking your foot in, then that's fine. But the Swiftwater Rescue Team will be there, and that's a county-wide team now. So we may have some guys there from Indiana, from Homer Center, any number of communities, because we've opened this up so that we can have people on scene no matter where it is in Indiana County. But it is headquartered in Blairsville and, you know, directed and driven by our officers. So I'm very proud of that, too.
Somebody wants to take the plunge, literally, on Sunday. Where do they need to go?
Now you're going to report right to the Veterans Bridge, which might be a new name because it was changed several years ago. We have a very nice Veterans Memorial down there, and this memorial is dedicated to those in Blairsville who have given the ultimate sacrifice. And some have never returned. I have no idea where they are in the world. But the bridge used to be the Bairdstown Bridge. Some people still call it that. But we're going to get it started at noon, but I'm sure there's going to be people that would like to come down and have a donut. We have that. We have pizza. We have hot coffee and so forth. So, we welcome you to come down at any time. We'll probably start setting up around 10 a.m., but the actual event at the Veterans Bridge, right on the boat ramp. It's easy to see. You just pull in and you right down over the hill, and you're there.
Still do the bonfire?
Oh, yeah. We'll have the bonfire there. Blairsville Borough crew sets that up. They make sure that we have plenty of wood, and it's a lot easier when it's not wet, but we'll get it started. It's one of the things you learn. You know how to put fires out as a fireman. We know how to start them, too. So even with wet wood, a little bit of kerosene, and it gets that thing going, and it makes it a very nice atmosphere. I think once people get there and get involved and do it, and we have some that come every year. We have some that just make that donation and pick up their shirt at the community center. So if you fall into that category, it would be at the Blairsville Community Center. And obviously sizes of T-shirts are going to be affected by those who show up that day. So they'll come in, they paid their entry fee, which is $20, and we'll go from there. So eventually the shirts will all be sold, and that's a tremendous donation from IRMC, who every year has supported us for quite a while now, and provides us these T-shirts. And so it is a profit then that goes towards the cause. And like I said, this year it's a little girl who really could use some help.
Yeah, absolutely. If someone wants to give before Sunday, they can go to the community center now, right?
Oh, absolutely. Any check would be made out to the Rec Foundation in Blairsville, but if you're not sure of that, just ask when you get there. Cash donations are certainly accepted. We have some applications this year. I don't know how many have been picked up, but you have a chance to solicit pledges if you wish. And whether it's 50 cents or $1 or $5 for every minute you stay in the water, that's certainly up to the individual. But we just like the fact that we're bringing people together. It sort of shines a light on how fortunate we really are. I was just telling you earlier, I got a little swelling in my knee right now, but that's nothing compared to what this young lady's going through, her family, and many others just like them. So you got to put your own things in perspective sometime, and I think just look out. You don't have to look too far.
When you think of a little girl like that who is in a hospital in Pittsburgh and her family can't be with her 24 hours a day, for her to be in that situation must be awfully scary for her.
Well, I think it's frightening for everybody. I mean, if you have children, it's frightening. My children are grown and never had to go through anything like that. But I have 5 grandchildren, and you look at them and you think, if not but for the grace of God, this could be my family going through this. So I think it's an opportunity to reflect, as you said, how fortunate we are, and maybe give something back to help somebody who's not been as fortunate and has been dealt a pretty tremendous blow. But there's no better place to be than where she is right now. And I'm sure, there's involvement with the Ronald McDonald House and so forth. I would imagine somebody from that family is not too far away at any given time.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that in past years you've put out the challenge for high school football players, coaches, staffs of any sort. Anybody wants to come, it would be very good to see them there.
Well, absolutely. Football players as a whole, tend to project themselves as tougher than woodpecker lips. So the challenge is out there. Get out here. Let's see what you got. I pretty much am removed from football other than being a super fan and, a lot of memories. But, we have a lot of good kids in Blairsville from the River Valley, both ends of Salzburg and Blairsville. So, they come up and get your toes wet a little bit. Certainly the coaching staff, Jess Hauser, I think it would be pretty impressive for him to get down there. I'm sure he'd like to hear that or wants to hear that. But any one of those guys, and at any level, and certainly up the road, my good friend at Homer Center there, Coach, I'll send it out to you again, and then on up the ladder there, Kevin Marbito, he'd look good in a Yeah, jumping in that water there, shake them up a little bit. But, you know, it's a funny thing, Todd. A lot of younger coaches in there now. I mean, Sam Schuette's a long way off. I was coaching as a head coach when Sam was playing, and now he's the coach of the year. Mm-hmm. Be quite a distance for him to travel, but he's young enough to do it. So these guys, a lot of them I won't know after a while, but it's been a good ride for me. We don't need to get into that, but you know, certainly out there, any volunteer fireman, you want to see some toughness, there's some toughness there too. So, you know, come on down, see some of your brother firemen in the water, and enjoy the day.
Jess used to be one of your guys, man.
He was. He played for me in the mid-'90s. He was quite a football player. He was a powerful guy with a lot of athletic ability, but, you know, that team was unbelievable. I mean, they were probably the biggest team I ever coached. And just loaded with talent for a couple of years there.
He was a running back.
Oh, he was a running back in one game, you know, a 290-pound tailback. You don't see too many of those. But he played tight end, you know, a very formidable nose tackle. A solid player all the way around, solid heavyweight wrestler.
Yeah.
You know, so it's one of those things, you know, when you don't have to coach a lot of guys like him. I mean, they're just a natural ability there to natural strength. And, you know, throughout my career, I've had a good opportunity to have quite a few of those guys over the years. So that's what makes you a good coach. There's no doubt about it. You have to have good talent, and I've been fortunate.
The Polar Plunge is coming up this Sunday. Gather at noon at the boat landing at the Veterans Bridge. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy a little bit of a reunion with some folks that maybe they come back every year for it. Maybe it's the first time you're all getting together. Whatever it is.
Well, the only warning I will give you, though, is please wait till we start it.
Yeah.
We had someone try to go in a little bit early last year, and I think it was a little bit more than they anticipated.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so fortunately one of our guys walked down just to keep an eye on things, and it was great fortune that he was there. So, you know, let's just do it all together. You know, be there when we have the safety lines out and the guys around who know what they're doing, and have a great day. We don't want to turn something really good into something that is very sad.
Yeah, it is a team thing, isn't it?
Absolutely.
All right. He's Ab Dettorre. The Polar Plunge happening this Saturday, or Sunday, I should say, beginning at noon. And you can go to the community center, make your donation now if you'd like, or however you'd like to do it. They just love to see. If you want to bring your donation right to the event on Sunday, they'd appreciate that as well. Ab, thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, Todd, I thank you every year, and, you know, along with Renda and everybody that works here. It's a way to get the word out. You guys do a lot of this stuff. You know, it's not all about news and sports. It's about real stories. And although this is a real story. It's a real important thing, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Yeah, well, we're glad that you're a part of it too, and everybody involved with the fire department, whatever the agencies are, we appreciate it. Thanks, Eb.
Thank you.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160.